everyone, welcome to Shri Chaitanya, and in this session we will be analyzing the January attempt 2026 and we'll be comparing the 2026 paper and 2025 paper. For every subject, every chapter, how many questions have been asked in 2026 January attempt and 2025 January attempt, we'll be comparing in a detailed manner, subject-wise and chapter-wise. But before that, we have a huge announcement to make. Huge congratulations to whole Shri Chaitanya family. We have a perfect score, 300 out of 300 in this January attempt 2026. P. Mohit has got 300 out of 300 marks. So huge congratulations to everyone in Shri Chaitanya and his family, and we are so proud of the student. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with the mathematics portion. So chapter wise 2025 and 2026, what is the comparison in mathematics for every chapter? Like the weightage has been increased or weightage has been decreased, or weightage is actually the constant for every chapter. Let's see in a detailed manner. So let's start with sets and relations. If you talk about 2026 January, first attempt 21st January shift 1, we are talking about shift 1. Then we'll talk about evening shift of all 2026 and 2025. 2025 shift 1 question. So total you can see 9 questions, but 4 questions this year and 5 questions last year. So the weightage have been decreased slightly. Okay, 1 question have been decreased. For functions, you can clearly see 2 and 4. So functions, the weightage have been declined by 50%, like 2 questions have been asked only. But yes, trigonometry has been increased, like 5 questions this year. Like 5 questions means almost in every alternate shift the question have been asked, and 1 question last year. For trigonometric equations, only 1 question, but this is out of syllabus. Okay. Now, inverse trigonometry, again, 4 and 5. So, slightly it is decreased. Quadratic equation, the weightage have been same, 6 and 6. Complex, the weightage have been same. Permutation combination, the weightage have been decreased. Binomial, the weightage have been decreased. But sequence series, the weightage has increased. So, overall, a very high weightage in algebra. Straight lines, 4, 4 same. Circles, the weightage have been decreased. Parabola decreased. Ellipse decreased, and hyperbola decreased. So coordinate geometry have overall it's a decrease in as compared to 2025 January attempt. Shift 1 I am talking about. Now let's come to the calculus part. Limit derivative is 3, 3 same. C and D it's same. Application of differentiation have been very high increment, like 4 questions from application of differentiation AOD. Indefinite, it's again increased 5 questions, but last year only 1 question was there in the morning shifts. Definite integration, it's increased. Area, it's decreased. Then differential equation is decreased. Matrices, it's slightly decreased, 8 to 7. Probability, it's same. And random variable and distribution is 1 question difference. Vector algebra, it's 8 and 7, 3D 7 and 8. So vector 3D is almost constant, and the last is statistics is almost like same. 4 questions this year and 3 questions last year. So overall, few chapters which is actually we can see the change, and the chapters are trigonometry. You can, for April attempt, this is very important, like trigonometry you need to prepare. Trigonometry, apart from trigonometry, I think the major is hyperbola. Hyperbola this year have been very, very important. And after this, you can see definite integration, slightly change, okay, and almost remaining chapters are slightly the same part. Okay, this was about the January attempt between both the years, but shift 1 only. And if I talk about shift 2, again shift 2 set relations. You can see 4 and 5, functions is 7 and 6, trigonometry is again same, 4 and 4, 0 questions from trigonometric equations this year also in the evening shift. And you can see the slight change in, I think, 2 and 6, this chapter, straight lines. Straight lines is decreased in the evening shift. Major change any, 4 and 2, continuity and differentiability, 4 and 2. Okay, any major change, 5 and 7, 5 and 7 is area, and then 9, 6 and 7, 9 and 8, they are almost similar. So few chapters have, you can see the changes, otherwise I think almost the, if you compare with the evening shift of the last year and this year, the almost weightage is same. 1 question plus minus. Okay, so this is about mathematics. Let's talk about the next subject, which is, before going to the next subject, we have the weightage of each and every department. Like algebra, it was 40% in both the shifts, coordinate 16, differential calculus, integral calculus 16 and 12, vector 3D is almost equal in first two shifts of 21st January, probabilities 1 question and 0 question, that means only 1 question difference, trigonometry 1 question difference. So overall you can clearly see that yes, this was the weightage. And again for all the shift you can see the weightage of algebra is much more, and differential integral calculus is also almost equivalent. But algebra is, again, they're asking very high weightage questions from these chapters. So you can see all the shifts percentage wise and question wise from each department in mathematics. Okay. Now let's come to the next part. Okay. So now we'll talk about the physics part. Okay. Now if we compare in physics, you can see that unit and measurement, clearly the 6 questions have been asked this year and 9 in the last year, that means slightly decrease in the weightage. Again, if you see the remarkable, if you can see the difference in the weightage, I think 5 and 7 for work energy power the weightage is decreased, 9 and 8 system of particle rotation slightly increased. Otherwise, remarkable change is 8 and 6, 2 questions difference in thermal properties of matter, the weightage have been increased. If I talk about the remaining like 8 and 6, 3 and 8, oh, this chapter, electric charges and fields, the weightage have been majorly decreased. Okay, 9 and 7, this is current electricity. Again, yes, current electricity has high number of questions. It's gaining weightage in this morning shift of 2026. If I talk about the remaining, I think almost they are similar, 6 and 6, 3 and 5, 6 and 3. Increment in electromagnetic waves. Electromagnetic waves has a high weightage. 13, 14 almost similar, 3, 2, 5, 5. They are all similar in wave optics and semiconductor devices. So in shift 1, 2, 3 chapters, you can see the electromagnetic waves, or you can see in current electricity, and slightly decrease in some of the chapters. So yes, overall, you can see the weightage comparison between the last year January morning shift and this year morning shift. Now let's come to the evening shift of this year and the last year. So evening shift, if we talk about physics, yes, remarkable change again in unit and measurement. Unit measurement have been increased this year in the evening shifts. 5 and 3 for motion in a straight line and in a plane, like kinematics, the weightage have been increased, and laws of motion, very remarkable change. Last year 1 question and this year evening shift 6 questions. So again a very remarkable change in kinematics, laws of motion and unit dimension. That means these 3 chapters, they have been heavily asked in your evening shift this year. Slightly decrease in, very remarkable decrease in work energy power. So work energy power in morning shift also is declining, and this year also in evening shift also it's declining. 9 and 5, oh, rotational motion have been increasing in morning shift also, evening shift also. So initial chapter of 11th class, the mechanics part, is been asked in your physics part. Okay, it's important for your April attempt. Gravitation 0, slight very decrease, 0 questions in evening shift. Mechanical properties of solids 0. So these 2 chapters, work power energy and gravitation and solids, these 3 have come down, and unit dimension, kinematics, laws of motion, rotational motion have come up. So please focus on these areas which have been asked highly in your January 2026 attempt. Okay, because April you can see the replica almost. Slightly change here, 11 and 6, waves and oscillations. So the weightage of waves and oscillations, please note it down, waves and oscillations have been increased. On this question, oh my God, current electricity, 11 questions and 4 questions. Current electricity has, the increment is huge in physics in both the shifts, especially evening shift. So current electricity is the chapter to go. Current electricity, the chapter, wave oscillations, rotational, laws of motion, kinematics, unit measurement. These are the chapter you have to look forward in for April attempt. And yes, work power energy, gravitation, solids have been, quite decreased. Okay. Now again, the remarkable changes 4 and 8 in this moving charge and magnetism, the weightage is decreased. And 9, 10, 6, 4, almost similar. Like semiconductor also the weightage has increased slightly. So this is overall view of physics portion. If you talk about the weightage department wise, So mechanics 1, 2, heat thermodynamics, sound waves, optics, electrostatics, current electricity, magnetism, EMI, AC, modern, everything. You can see the weightage and the number of questions in each and every shift. Okay. So clearly you can see the mechanics part is being asked, especially the first part of mechanics is being asked. Optics is also having a good weightage. Current electricity is also having a good weightage in physics. Okay. So by this analysis now, you have very clear idea that how you have to go forward for your April attempt. Okay. Which chapters and portions you need to focus more. Now let's come to the last subject, which is chemistry. So let's talk about all the morning shift of 2025 and 2026. Let's compare straightforward 3 and 7. The weightage is decreased from basic concept of chemistry, but weightage is increased in atomic structure, periodic property is slightly decreased. Any remarkable change? 2 and 0. Redox reactions they have asked this year. So please be focused and more alert, more attentive for April attempt. 14, 15 almost similar, 7, 5, 7, 7, not very much change, like 11 and 8. Coordination compound, the weightage have been increased. Coordination compounds, and again 7, 7, 5, 5, 4, 5, 6, 6, 2, this chapter. Practical inorganic chemistry have been increased. So practical inorganic chemistry have been increased. This practical inorganic chemistry, coordination compounds, please note down all these things. Coordination compounds, atomic structure, so all these chapters have high increment. The remaining chapters slightly have low, like for example, solutions have only 5 questions, electrochemistry 6, but slightly change, not very high change. The high change I have already told you. So this is about the shift 1 of both the years. And now let's come to the evening shift of both the years. Let's see the remarkable changes, if any, whether it's decrement or increment. Yes, 11. Some basic concepts of chemistry was down, but in the evening shift it was high. So either way you have to solve this chapter because it's the increment in evening shift. Again, the remarkable change in periodic tables. Periodic table, it's increased now in the evening shift. Otherwise 12 and 10, this is for GOC, I think, so basic, yes. GOC is slightly increased. 4 and 8, yes. Hydrocarbons has gone down in evening shift. And any remarkable change, if you see 5, 7, 5, 5, 2. Alcohol, phenol, ether, it has increased. The weightage is increased in the evening shifts. Almost similar. And yes, practical organic chemistry is very important. This is common in both the, and you can find common also in both the evening and morning shift, which is common. So practical inorganic chemistry, yes, is again taking over. Yes. And if I talk about the department-wise, physical, organic, inorganic, yes, 11th and 12th, first year, second year, you can clearly see the distribution of each and every department, like physical chemistry for 11th and 12th, organic, inorganic for 11th and 12th. And you can see the weightage. Yes, the weightage is pretty much on a, equally they have divided physical chemistry. The calculations were more. Organic, inorganic were quite tricky. Organic was mixed with physical. So mixed type concepts are also been asked in this year JEE. But yes, I've already told you about evening shift and morning shift of all the 3 subjects, in which you can clearly have an idea that which subject is taking high weightage and which topic is they're asking more and which topic is declined. So this will have a clear idea. You can have a clear idea that how to go forward in your April attempt. Okay? Yes. So that's it. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I think everyone have understood the detailed analysis and the comparison between both the January attempts in evening shift and in the morning shift for all the subjects. So thank you so much and all the best for your JEE MAIN April.